Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Secondhand Surplus here in the Desert Survivalist Bunker. Today I wanted to showcase a piece of gear I just picked up that's really awesome. This is an Eagle Recon Patrol Buttpack made by Eagle Industries. This one's a black buckle, which the buckles are dated 2003. Nylon is coyote brown. Now these are very oversized, overbuilt butt packs, and I'll let you guys draw your own conclusion on whether this is good for prepping or not. I'll kind of go over a little bit of that later in the video. This butt pack has a ton of compartments, starting here on the top. It's got a kind of a zipper compartment. Kind of hard to do the zipper with one hand, but it's kind of a long compartment on top. Then you undo the main buckles, open the lid. Up under the lid there's another zipper compartment, like a separate one up in there. And then there's these black kind of elastic holders and a retaining piece of Velcro strap. That's just the lid. We've just gone over the storage of the lid, so already you've got a ton of storage space just on top of this pack. You get to the main compartment and you pull out this big old liner, and if I can do this with one hand, you look down in there and you got a ton of space. Now this liner also has a Fastex buckle, which means you can kind of turn it around, so to speak. Sorry guys, I'm having trouble with the one hand here. Turn it around and, you know, buckle it shut, or more or less kind of shut. This thing's got a ton of space. It's probably the size of maybe one of those aftermarket small Alice packs. I don't know if you guys have ever seen those. They're kind of China junk, but that's close to what size this is. Then you've got 3 outer pockets, one on the front, 2 on the sides. These outer pockets, for reference, if you guys know or you can just Google what a USGI 100-round utility pouch is, that's about the size of these outer compartments, all 3 of them. So imagine 3 of those added onto the outside of your pack. Do the Fastex, you go up in here, it's got a nice drawstring, and then you've got the actual compartment. If I can pull the dang thing up. The actual compartment down in there. And then in back of the 2 side ones, there's 2 little kind of channels that just go straight through. Now, I can't put my hand all the way down there, but you go straight through that down to the bottom, and that's the opening right there. I'm not too sure what those are for. Probably carrying, you know, an axe or something long-handled in there. Pretty easy, kind of pass through that way. It's got these nice little Velcro bits to hold your extra straps in place. And then on the back, it's just a wide, expansive mole to mount this sucker onto whatever you're carrying it on. Now this was part of one of the Special Forces, I think it's SOF LCS load carrying system, coming in a big old deployment bag full of hundreds of pouches. This, I'm assuming this was mounted to the H harness or whatever kind of load bearing gear they had in that system. I think it was the H harness or the I don't think the RV actually has any rear mole, but the way I'm kind of looking at this thing, you know, I bought this mostly because I collect Eagle gear, and these are kind of getting a little harder to find. These are about running anywhere from, you can find them 40 to 80 bucks online. I was at the low end of that for this guy, thankfully. But as far as its utility for prepping, it's kind of a big pack. I mean, you're going to be carrying, it's got space to carry a lot of stuff in here. So I would make this the basis for, you know, you hear butt pack and go, oh, it's just another, you know, the largest pouch on the rig. Well, it's almost a mini pack. So if you're doing maybe like a plate carrier setup or something where you have a lot of mole on the back and you want to make this an actual 24-hour bag or something, go ahead and do that because it's got the space for it. Now if you're thinking, oh, I'm just going to put this on my web gear and I can carry tons of stuff in it, I'd estimate fully loaded this thing could get up to 20 pounds. Like, I mean fully stuffed probably. And I don't know if you want to carry that much hanging off your rear end of supplies. Just having, thinking of a typical H harness or load bearing setup or something, war belt or whatever you want to call it. If you want to have that much weight concentrated at one point on the rig, so that's something you kind of got to decide for yourself. I'm not actually using this for prepping, it's just for my collection. But if you're going to use it, I would say think of it as a small pack. Now there are knockoff versions of this. Fox Tactical, I ran across one that looked pretty similar. They're kind of a much cheaper, and by cheaper I mean lesser quality brand of tactical gear. Black Hawk also makes one that's fairly similar to this. The one thing I did want to point out, there's no real D-rings or anything that you could mount a sling onto this unless you rigged up some sort of sling back here in these mole pockets. It's not really, you can't really use it for a satchel either. So it's mounting to whatever, the back of whatever type of mole harness or vest or whatever you got on. So in regards to using it for prepping, I'd go with something simpler if you're using it for a butt pack. Small pack, probably the best way you could use this, like I say, is just up mounted kind of high on your plate carrier as kind of a shoulder height pack, and just make it a 24-hour bag. Or if you want to just leave it in your car, you don't have any way of really carrying it standalone, but it could be a decent car bag if you just need something to sit in your vehicle. So just wanted to bring you kind of some rambling opinions. It is a very well made piece of gear. Eagle is one of the top tactical companies. Very high grade fasteners, high grade nylon, everything. So if you know Eagle gear, you know what you're getting. For those of you who don't, it's pretty much bomb proof. So just want to give some thoughts, and thanks for liking, commenting, and subscribing, and make sure you check out our eBay store down in the description. Thanks guys.